August 4th, 2020. Interview Tone Raven at Tone Raven Music Recording Studio. Interviewed by Highwiredaze Magazine, Los Angeles. Ken Morton. Interview title: COVID-19 Hollywood Blackout.
Alrighty, this is editor Ken from Highwiredaze Magazine, and we're here at the headquarters of Tone Raven Studios of We Are the Black Things at the COVID-19 Hollywood Blackout, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Tone Raven, how are you this evening?
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for having me, and thank you so much, Ken, for all you do in Highwiredaze Magazine.
Okay, you're very welcome. Well,
Couldn't do it without you, by the way. You're the only one out there, and just wanted to take note because it's desolate out there.
Yeah, definitely. So, you ready for a few questions here, Tone?
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Okay, sounds good. Now, why are musicians as well as Americans' rights being overlooked in this day and age?
I think it's basically because they don't know that their rights are being taken away because of basically just the struggle of making a living, etc., that sort of thing, and then a lot of distractions, like as far as the struggle that is going on around them, so it's really hard to focus on getting out of the ruts.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So how are you doing, Tone Raven, navigating your band We're the Black Things during these violent and COVID-19 times here in Hollywood?
We're doing really well. We're doing better than expected. Of course, there's no handbook on this, so we don't have an understanding of what the end date is, but all we know is we're in the trenches with everybody else, and we are doing fantastic. What we're doing is we're working from within where we can, because obviously everything on the outside is sort of quote-unquote shut down and in the stages and phases of reopening. So we're working where we can. We're working with Ken, brother, just so we can get stuff out in Highwiredaze. We're working on the product, which is the music, and it's reflecting these times. We've got a new single coming out real soon, and you'll know the title when it hits, but just letting you know firsthand, I'm debuting that basic verse to you. It's coming, and so we're making lemonade out of these lemons and these lemon times, and it could be worse, and so what we're doing is we're just strategizing to be our best, and very reflective of our band name, We Are the Black Things, which is 2 years old. So we're very blessed to have the name out and going and trademarked this year.
These are truly the lemon times, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
Boy.
So how has the shutdown of live venues and clubs affected your band? I know you've had a few show cancellations.
Well, it's affected the morale. It's affected it's affected the way that we advertise. It's affecting the sense of progression. So what we have to do is just like kind of the live. So it would be sort of like live show, get the word out, but because there's no live show, what you do is you just get the word out in a different way, and so then it's like kind of like reconstructing the way that we get the word out. And again, it's working from within where we can, and there's a larger audience on the internet now, so we're sort of working that way, and we're so blessed that you, one of the only publications on the street for Los Angeles hard rock, or for Los Angeles music and music internationally. So blessed to see the current issue. It's just so mind-blowing that, wow, we're in with these like megas like Scorpions and on. The list is just on, and so we're very blessed. So we're working diligently, and we're working where we can, and that's where we're at.
Hey, for all of you who don't know, we are here in the heart of Hollywood, right down the street from the Sunset Strip.
Yeah, between Hollywood and Sunset.
Yes, and this is where the dreams are.
Just a couple blocks west of La Brea. For me, I'm a little bit west of La Brea in the sense of, but Hollywood has its own charm, east or west of La Brea. It has nothing to do with anything but just preference, where you're at, whether you're a Silver Lake person or a sort of like that far east, or whether you're like as far as the 405 on Sunset, where whatever you're at, wherever your heart lies, it's here in Los Angeles.
Well, this is truly a historic place for music. What is it like living smack dab in the middle of Hollywood during COVID-19?
It's like, Hollywood is like Halloween. 24/7, 365. Yeah. So it's like amplified. And then, of course, this is a place of, we're going to come here and we're going to get out the voice, okay? And that is on both sides, the voice of peaceful protest, and then there's criminal protest. So this place is boarded up to basically, the only thing that's not boarded up are the ravens and the crows and the birds and the Hollywood vampires that have survived here with the cockroaches for a long, long time. But here's the trick: it's going through a purging phase here. So what we're doing is we're staying out of their way. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I used to live in Hollywood.
I'm staying on the guitar here and
I know exactly
lyrics.
what you're talking about.
Writing an encyclopedia. We're here together being constructive.
Yeah,
as opposed to
absolutely.
deconstructive. When you think about being deconstructive, you probably don't want to be that at these times. These are the times where we kind of want to build up a little sense of what we have.
Mm-hmm. And now, of course, during COVID, everyone's really creative, especially musicians. I heard the new music that your band is writing and recording. Now, is this music that you're writing reflective of the times we're in?
Oh, absolutely! Can't wait to get out this new stuff. It's critical, and definitely this the single that's going to sort of spearhead that. Couldn't be more blessed to have a beautiful song reflective of sort of like we're thinking like, hey, you might kind of feel this way too. So it's a kind of feel that way song too. And it's kind of strum and drum with your celebration of life as we Americans know it, and that is just simple. That whatever rings in your heart, whatever's closest to you, you want to keep that going. So we need to stand up for that, our rights, etc. So stand up for your rights.
Stand up for your rights, indeed.
Yeah, you got to fight. You got to fight for your right. To party,
to party,
right?
yes, of
Jeez,
course.
Gosh.
Of course. Alrighty.
God,
well,
that's like an anthem in these times.
It is an anthem in these times, especially in these times for sure. Now, can you give us an understanding as to what your band name, We Are the Black Things, what does it represent?
Well, it represents We Are the Black Things. It represents, firstly, the overlooked, the rejected, the dreamer, the lover, okay? All this is unidentifiable. It's the rejected, that sort of thing. Also the animals, the black things, the animals within the black things, and that's basically within our music. And they know who they are, and we know who they are. They follow the wolf. They follow the raven. They follow the owl. They follow the dog. They follow the cat of superstition.
Cool. Now, one thing you all may not know about Tone here is that he worked with a very legendary guitar player, and we're going to discuss that with him now. What was it like working as a guitar tech with Mr. Scary of Lynch Mob? You know who we're talking about? Mr. George Lynch. We got to know, Tone.
Oh, man. Kicking with Scary. Well, it's sort of like a dream come true. Firstly, it was an eye-opener to the reality of the way it really is. So it sort of opened up my dreams even further because he was one of the three. Of course, we've got Randy Rhoads, Mr. Lynch, George Lynch, Mr. Scary, and Ed Van Halen. Yep. And of course, working with Mr. Scary, having the opportunity to get in there, just the overall, it shaped my sense of the way that it really was, and then like beyond what I ever dreamt it really is. And so what it was is also too, it was hands-on. So it was like how do you get up and get going on your amp? What's the guitar situation like? What's the backup? What's the protocol? What's the material, the rehearsals, the road manager, the clubs, the pre-show, the load in, the load out, balancing that with the mob life. And so at the time I was in a band called Raven's Cry, and so one day it was great because the band put Cuddle's Cry up on the marquee outside of one of the clubs. I mean, and these guys were really great. George Lynch gave me a shot, and I took it as well. And it extended from when Mr. Goldie gave me my shot to bring me out from Colorado several years before that. So in addition to Craig Goldie from Dio giving me the opportunity to come out, George gave me the opportunity to get out of this sort of minor league Los Angeles Hollywood scene and sort of get out in a major feel. And he's battling it out in the clubs with Lynch Mob. I mean, he's played Budokan, right? So we're playing little clubs in Poughkeepsie, New York, and stuff like that. So it was one of those things where the deal is that I had the desire to come out with my own brand of rock too, and so Mr. Scary, Sacred Groove music, all that really inspired me to put out my own records, and that's how it got to the point where the debut of We Are the Black Things came out, just because I was working with Lynch Mob and had the opportunity to work under him, and then I just went on and formed my own band, Raven's Cry, and it morphed into We Are the Black Things. Here I am.
And there you are. Okay, so you kind of answered the next question. What inspired you to form your own band? We Are the Black Things. Is there anything else you'd like to further comment on?
I think what inspired me most about forming We Are the Black Things is just the sense that it was the band name of all band names, in sort of encompassing just the overall truth of everything, of all the experience and all the heart I've had in Hollywood. So I just put that into We Are the Black Things as this like revitalized package, like when George left Doc into Lynch Mob. That's kind of what happened with Raven's Cry to We Are the Black Things. It was a natural force that like got me up out of bed and actually signed a contract with We Are the Black Things, and it was like a tide.
Cool.
It took me over, and then the band name was formed that day.
Nice. And where are you originally from, Tony?
I'm from Colorado.
Colorado.
I'm from Colorado.
Cool.
Grew up in Colorado, and seen a lot of concerts, and it was one of those things where the guitar kept me out of trouble and it kept me out of the cold, and here I am, navigated west, thanks to Mr. Craig Goldie from Dio.
Nice, nice. Now, is your band name We're the Black Things dark enough in these crazy times?
What's wonderful about We Are the Black Things is it absolutely reflects everything that's going on currently as far as the movement of the understanding that everything that's encompassed in everything going on. So there's this place of working at understanding, and that's we are in that place of understanding all these indefinable mysteries that are going on in this day and age. Definitely all the mysteries that are going on with the resetting of the system, the economy, where people are going to get their next dollar to be able to pay for anything, and to keep their independence, and to keep their ability to be able to have freedom of speech, and to get along as a whole, our system, and also to keep the rights alive of our predecessors, and to keep our history is most important right now. We're the Black Things is right in there, and the band started March 8th, 2018. I formed it in West Hollywood at Whiskey A Go-Go, was the contract for the first night, and the first day that I signed it. And it's very telling of what's going on. We just have to discern all those things.
Okay. We're talking about the modern day now. What is your modern approach to guitar playing?
I would think it's just staying inspired. So just work your rudiments, work your basic patterns, work your stuff, and then what you do is just in these current times feed off of them. So if you're writing lyrics with your music, make sure you get in and sort of be in the moment, and then take all those wonderful nuggets that we've been given and all those inspirations and just sort of like spend time with them on your own, and then bring them out and then capture them in the present, definitely with a recording system. Kids, you can get a Garage-Daze on a Mac for nothing. You can start somewhere, and what you have to do is you have to exercise the moment, get them on tape, and so that you can build on them, because as fast as they come, they go. So that's how I stay in the modern times, by chronicling those times.
Very good, very good. Now, Tone, in addition to yourself, you've got other members in the band who they're all massively talented. Why don't you tell me a little about these other members?
Well,
Who
first and
sadly aren't with us
foremost,
today.
the cornerstone of We Are the Black Things, Mr. Frank Garrett on bass, 5-string bassist. One of the most fantastic people I could have come across as far as building this band, because what Frank brought and continues to bring is solidarity, and he has a way musically of lifting the music that you bring or the music that we're playing. And so that's so wonderful without taking away, or, you know, so he has that quality. And then he was able to bring his son in on drums, and he's so gifted, his son, Scott Garrett, on drums. Basically the John Bonham of our time, seriously.
Nice.
If you ever listen to Scott, you know, what's interesting about him is it's like this gifted drum playing that's like beyond, you know. And it's not this do do ba do boop, but we know that's really important. But it's this sense of he's achieving this stuff as he's playing, you know. And then you know, we've got Luthario Mitcho on turntable, just beyond dedicated, and a Los Angelian, and he brings the modern thing that we need as far as like encapsulating this essence of modern in rock and bringing it to the mainstream. And he has incredible chops. He has an incredible spirit for the band, and moves the band forward mightily. We couldn't do without Luthario Mitcho either, and Mr. Rae Starling on keyboard. Basically brought in a four-legged table to a five-pointed star. Basically, as it's pretty self-explanatory. Keyboards. It's the thread within our music, and it basically is the sense of classic, and it sort of keeps that music at that and lifts it up to this point of, you know, to the astral plane, because what it does is it's like harmonious, because all those keys are true, and the way that he plays, he's from Detroit, Real, and it's just, and it rounded it out fully musically, and all, you know, low to the highs, and then also too it it added just that extra member. And then what I'm doing is just I'm singing and playing guitar, so just constructing all the lyrics and the riffs, and then just, you know, just getting it out there in song form.
Nice. Well, thank you for introducing us to your band. It's too bad they're
You're
not here
welcome.
today to join us, but maybe they'll join us in the future after
Thank you.
COVID's all over.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much.
Well, we have a few more questions here.
Okay, yes, sir.
What advice can you give either fellow musicians and bands out there during these COVID-19 blackout times?
Just understand what it is that you're working towards and your goals, and don't let not playing out in public deter you from keeping your sense of purpose and heart for what you do. And it's not based on that you're playing the Whiskey or that you're playing the Roxy or that you're up there and that you're going to get discovered. You're already discovered. You've discovered you. I've discovered me, Brother Ken. You've discovered you, and so just keeping true to your discovery and not letting somebody or some organization or movement bring you down, so that you can and just stay as true as you possibly can to your to the heart of your music, and don't compromise ever.
Alrighty, and we're going to conclude the interview on a very interesting note. What's bringing you down lately, Tone Raven?
I think what's bringing me down so much currently is the fact that there's just this sense of emptiness with the future, and we don't know what it's going to hold with regard to our privacy, our dreams, our ambitions, and it almost feels like there's this oppressive movement, the system, if you will, that is restricting the very rights that we've been given within our Constitution. And I'm very proud to be an American. I'm very proud to be in this band, We're the Black Things. I'm very proud to be alive and not sick. I'm glad fellow brethren around me as well. I believe that it's the hearts of my fellow man, woman, that they are feeling down and out, and that is what bothers me, because I'm doing everything I can to not be, and so that's what's bringing me down to the depths, so that I can bring you up from the depths. And that's what we are doing in We Are the Black Things, and we are here with you in the struggle, and that's where we're at.
And that's spoken from the heart. Just like the music of We're the Black Things. It's from the heart. Alrighty, well, Tone Raven,
Yes.
thank you for the interview. This is Ken Morton from Highwiredaze Magazine, and we're signing off. Support Tone Raven, support We're the Black Things, support our local music scene, and everybody stay safe out there in these crazy times.
Thank you, Brother Ken. Thank
Alrighty.
you, Highwiredaze.
So we're
Appreciate you.
here, COVID-19 Hollywood Blackout.
Thank you, brothers and
Signing
sisters.
off.
Thank you, brothers and sisters.